Hi guys, welcome back, and today I'll be teaching you one of the useful functions of Excel, and that is the concatenate function. What is a concatenate function? When we speak about concatenation, we are combining the characters, the words which are in the different cells into a single cell. We don't really need to type them one by one or re-encode them into a single cell, but all you have to do is just to or let the Excel do the work for us, and that is the function of this concatenate function. Now, to start with, all we have to do is put our cursor into a cell where we're going to concatenate the surname, given name, and middle name. Now, to begin, we're going to type equals and type concatenate, open parentheses. Now, based on our header, it says there that we are going to concatenate the names from surname, given name, and middle name. So all we have to do is to choose first the surname, and that will be followed by a comma. Take note that the comma here serves as our separator for each text that we're going to enter, and then it should be followed by the given name, and that will be comma, and then the last part will be the middle name. To end the function, we're going to close with a parenthesis, and that will be just like that. Now notice that as we concatenate Abad, Joshua, Kelima, there is no such comma right after Abad. There are no spaces in between Abad and Joshua, and also with Kelima, right? So all we have to do is to go back to our formula. And of course, we have to make sure that we can put a comma right after Abad. So to do that, let us work on, or let's go back to our formula, and then we have to put a comma right after A3. Now to do that, we're going to put a placeholder for a comma, and that is denoted by this open and close quotation. Now, within the two open and close quotation, we're going to put the character that we are going to place right after the surname, and that again, that is the character comma. Next, we should separate this open close quotation with or from A3 and B3 by, of course, putting a comma as our separator, and then we're going to press enter. Now notice that we have placed a comma right after Abad. However, there is no such space in between Abad, comma, and Joshua, and also with Kelima. So again, we're going to go back to our formula, and let's edit. Now, we have already placed a comma right after Abad. So we are now going to put space in between Abad, in between comma, and the given name Joshua. So to do that, right after this separator, all we have to do is to put another open and close quotation. And within that open and close quotation, we are going to put a space because that's the character that we are going to put into right after comma. And again, since we have placed a character which is space right after that comma, we're going to separate that using our separator comma. And then we press enter. Now notice that Abad, comma, Joshua have already space in between. However, Joshua and Kelima are still not separated by a space. So all we have to do is again to edit that portion of our formula. And it's going back to our formula. Since B3, Joshua is at B3 and Kelima is at C3, we should separate them using a space. And we can do that by again putting an open close quotation, and in between there should be a space. Now let's again separate that using our separator comma and then enter. Notice now that Abad, comma, space Joshua, space Kalima is the proper way of writing the concatenated surname, given name, and middle name of that particular person. Now, to copy the formula again, all you have to do is just to put our mouse pointer here at the bottom part of our cell that has the solid square, and then click or left click, drag, and drop. And that's it. Now, what if that is not the format that you're going to do? Let's say, for example, instead of having the surname, given name, and the middle name, you are required to concatenate into given name, middle name, and surname. So how are we going to do that? Now notice that if we are going to concatenate surname, given name, and middle name into this cell, it should follow the pattern given name, and that's under column B, middle name under column C, and surname under column A. So again, the same process, that's equals concatenate, open parenthesis, given name is at B, so we choose B3, comma, again to put a space, open quotation, space, close quotation, comma. Then we are now going to put the middle name, comma, and it should be separated by a space. Therefore, that should be open quotation, space, close quotation, comma. And again, finally, we should click A3 and close parenthesis, then enter. See, we have Joshua space Kalima space Abad. So all we have to do is just to drag and drop to copy the formula to all of the names in our master list. Now, what if we are required to do only, let's say for example, we are only required to do the given name and then middle initial and then the surname. How are we going to do that? That is where you can use the left function, because you are only going to extract the middle initial of each middle name and a combination of concatenate function and the left function. So to do that, you're going to start with equals, concatenate, given name is at B3, comma, there should be a space, of course, that will be open quotation, close quotation, comma, and then since we are going to extract the middle initial of the middle name, we're going to use the left of this, comma, and we should take only a single character, close. But we know that there should be a period right after the middle initial, so we are going to put a period, of course, so that will be comma, and then put a quotation, period, and another quotation, comma, and of course right after period there should be a space, so we are going to put another open quotation, space, close quotation, and a comma. And the last part that we're going to put is now the surname, and that will be A3 close parenthesis and then enter. See, we have Joshua K. Abad, and if we're going to copy the formula, drag and drop, then we can have the following. See, we have Joshua K. Abajan, Dave D. Bilieza, Mario M. Dual, and so on. Now, what if the format is just like this? Surname, given name, and middle initial. So I'm gonna leave this part here as your assignment because I believe that you've learned already and you know already how to do it. Alright, so that's all for now. Thank you, and I hope to see you again in our next video. Bye bye.